You can have all the tools in the world to build your dream body. You can have the best workout plan, the best diet plan. But if you have a weak mind, you will quit before you actually start seeing results. All right, I went from this to this in just 6 months by implementing the habits that I'm going to teach you in this video. Let's get straight into it. All right, so the problem is that you struggle to stay consistent to the good habits that actually level you up. All right, so you struggle to stay consistent with consistently eating healthy. You struggle to stay consistent to sleeping right. You struggle to stay consistent to going to the gym enough time throughout the week. You struggle to stay consistent with this. I used to struggle to stay consistent with all these things too when I first started out too. So that's why in this video I'm gonna give you guys the exact solution to solve this problem in just a minute. All right. So the problem is you just can't stay consistent, right? That's usually the main problem. You can't stay consistent. And the reason why you can't stay consistent is because you don't have enough discipline. That's why in this video I'm going to teach you guys how to, up your discipline, get a tougher mind so nothing can break you. All right, so you can't stay consistent. That's your problem right there. All right, so now I'm gonna give you guys the solution. All right, we're not gonna go too much into the problem because the problem is pretty bland. You can't stay consistent. It's just that easy. You can't stay consistent. So let's get straight to the solution. All right. So number one is gonna be force yourself to do hard things. Force yourself to do hard things. All right. So this could be, let's say you hate to work. Let's say you hate to work. Don't miss a day of work this week, right? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Let's say let's say you hate to not play video games. Don't play video games this week. All right, you gotta challenge yourself. If you don't challenge yourself, you're not gonna be getting stronger. All right, that's how you evolve in life. You just gotta challenge yourself consistently. Like I said, if life's not a challenge, you're just gonna be staying at the same place. It's like the same thing with progressive overload. If you're not challenging yourself in the gym, you're not gonna make more gains. All right, it's just how it works. All right, so force yourself to do hard things so you can have more of a challenge. So a good example for this is, let's say you love eating unhealthy food, right? Good unhealthy food that tastes good for you. What you can do is you gotta force yourself to not eat that no more and start eating that healthier alternative. Like maybe instead of eating the McDonald's cheeseburger, you eat a good old steak, right? Eat stuff like that. You have the right foods around you. Instead of having cereal for breakfast with crappy ultra processed carbs, you have a good old, have some good old eggs right beside you, right? Eat some actual healthy foods, right? That's a good example of forcing yourself to do a hard thing. Stop eating chocolate. Stop eating cake. Stop eating candies, right? You got to force yourself to do these hard things. And if you just replace it with little, like instead of having chocolate, you replace it with fruits, you just consistently do this, you'll be able to do this on a whole bunch of different things, right? You'll be able to force yourself to do hard things with different tasks. So that's how you force yourself to do hard things. And this is number one for a reason, because this is the most important one. The rest of the tips are going to be a lot more straightforward, but number one is going to be just force yourself to do hard things. Even if you don't feel like it, you just got to push through. You know what I mean? You got to push through. And it's going to be hard. Like maybe the first few days might not be that hard, but after like a few weeks, it might get a little bit harder. Maybe after like a week, it might get a lot more harder. You just got to keep staying strong. You got to push through. You know what I mean? You got to push through. That's all I'm saying, bro. Push through. Once you push through, it's going to be like engraved into your brain that, oh, you don't even do this no more. And you're going to be on the good habits from there on. All right. So now number two is going to be taking cold showers. All right. So this is going back to number one a little bit. Taking cold showers. Back to number one, forcing yourself to do hard things, right? Taking cold showers. I still do this every day to this day. I've been doing this for like 2 years. And I hated it. I hated every shower, but it does feel really good once you get out of the cold shower. It's like one of those things, like you don't want to do it, and then once you're in it, it's like, I don't like this. But once you get out, it's like the best feeling ever, right? Your energy increases like crazy, and it makes your mind stronger. And there's a whole bunch of other just little benefits from just taking a good old cold shower. All right. So what you can do for this is every single morning, right? As soon as you wake up, you drink your water and all that, get hydrated, hop straight in the shower, make it the coldest setting possible, and just sit there for like 30 seconds to a minute and just soak up in cold water. All right. And doing this every single morning is going to easily, like, this is the method that I use basically to build a stronger mind, right? Because once you do a hard thing like taking a cold shower consistently, it's going to be a lot more easier to do hard things with other things in life, right? So for instance, let's say you can't stay consistent in the gym. but let's say you started doing cold showers every day, you're gonna be more likely to stay consistent to being in the gym, right? Because it's gonna be a lot more easier. All right, so take cold showers every day. This is a real game changer for me. Like this is a real game changer for me. I know a lot of people, hate on cold showers. I know a lot of people think it might be corny because you see influencers do this, but this stuff actually works. Like taking a cold shower, like this actually works, no joke. All right, so take your cold showers, do it consistently for like 6 months, and you will see like big progress in your mind being tougher, your discipline being stronger, and just your ability to do hard things is going to go up a lot more whenever you start consistently taking cold showers. All right, especially if you do it first thing in the morning, whenever like you're like in the most uncomfortable part of the day. Right, first thing in the morning, you do a cold shower. Like that's going to really set you up for the day. Like whenever you take a cold shower, you're so much more set for the rest of the day than if you didn't. All right, number 3 is going to be building good habits. All right, so building good habits. All right, so if you want to do this, you just got to build good habits, literally. So, for instance, let's say you have a lot of bad habits right now. I know a lot of you guys might have a lot of bad habits right now. The best way to get rid of your bad habits is not to reduce, going on the bad habits. It's not to not do the bad habits as much. Instead, it's going to be building good habits on top of the bad habits. So you can still do the bad habits, but just do the good habits too, right? And as time goes on, you're going to be more likely to do the good habits, like more and more and more and more, and then the bad habits will go down like this, right? So for instance, let's draw something right here. So this is where you're at right now, right? Bad habits. Bad habits. And we're going to draw like a little, like this, right? So this is your bad habits right now, right? Then this is like your good habits, for instance. Just for an instance, right? Good. So this is your bad habits, this is your good habits. As time goes on, this is going to go up if you stay consistent, and this is going to go down. All right. And this is if you just stay consistent with your good habits. Eventually, the bad habits will eventually go down. The reason why is because you don't have enough time to do the bad habits. Like you're gonna be so focused on doing the good habits that like the days are gonna end by the time you even try to start your bad habit. Like whenever I quit playing video games for like the last like 6 months, whenever I quit playing video games, I didn't think about quitting video games, right? I was addicted to playing video games, but I didn't like stop playing video games for like, oh, I want to stop playing video games. All right, let's just force myself not to play video games anymore. No, I found other things to keep me busy, like doing good habits instead of playing video games. If you just start implementing the good habits and stop doing the bad habits, not stop doing the bad habits, if you start doing the good habits and continue the bad habits, and as long as you put the good habits as your main priority, you will stop doing the bad habits just naturally over time because you literally don't got enough time in the day to stay consistent in the bad habits, right? I mean, if you're sleeping right, eating right, doing all the things right, exercising right, I mean, how much time do you really have to, do bullshit with bad habits? You know what I mean? So stay consistent to good habits and your bad habits will go down. So building good habits, for instance, you can be more consistent in the gym, consistently take your cold showers, all that. All right. That's gonna be number 3. Number 4. Number 4 is going to be reducing your screen time. So this is back to the habits a little bit, but this is just gonna be a quick little thing because this was also pretty big for me right here, reducing my screen time. This was significant just because I had more time to do better habits whenever I wasn't on my phone that much. I know a lot of you guys might not have the worst habits in the world, but you do have one really bad habit, and that's just being on your phone all day, scrolling on TikTok all day, scrolling on IG Reels all day, right? You had that one big habit that's taking hours of your day, taking away hours of your day, taking away your energy, your mental energy. You know what I mean? So reduce your screen time, and this will help a lot. The thing I did for this is just deleted social media. Like I said, force yourself to do hard things. It's going to be hard to delete social media and not go back on it. It's going to be hard to delete social media and not download it back because you want to scroll more. If you delete social media and reduce your screen time on bullshit, you will be able to stay way more consistent. You'll build a stronger mind, and you'll be able to do the good habits a lot more. All right. This is if you just reduce your screen time and stop doing the bullshit. All right. So reduce your screen time. Now, finally, number 5. This is really, really important for building your discipline, building a stronger mind. This is going to be waking and not just waking up early, because I know everyone says, "Oh, wake up at 5 a.m. to be more productive." No, we're gonna say waking up early and going to bed early. This is like the cherry on top right here. Waking up and going to bed early is going to be the final tip of this video, because this is really good for building your discipline, right? Not only is it hard to wake up early, it's also going to be hard to go to bed early at first, of course. So let's say you're going to bed at just random times. You know, you're being very inconsistent with your sleep schedule, right? So maybe one day you go to bed at 11 p.m., the next day you go to bed at 1 a.m., and then you wake up at different times throughout the day, especially if it's like the summer, like that's very common. Let's say you do that every single day. You're like destroying your consistency when you're doing this. And the problem is you can't stay consistent. So what you need to do is you need to find a time where you can consistently go to bed at the same time every single night and consistently wake up at the same time every single day. All right, so for me, the one that worked best for me is I go to bed at 8 p.m. every single night and I wake up at 6 a.m. every single day. Right? I get 10 hours of sleep. I do this consistently and it allows my discipline to be way bigger. All right, because now I have to create routines that can be helpful for this plan I got going on. All right, so what you can do for this is you can start setting an alarm clock in the morning and then start setting an alarm clock for the night too. So then you can be in bed by 8 p.m., for instance, and then you can wake up by 6 a.m. And then you're getting high quality sleep, right? 10 hours of sleep a night while still being disciplined, because you got to go to bed that early. You know, you got to wake up that early. All right, that's hard. That's hard stuff to do. Like I said, if you just force yourself to do hard things, you will build more discipline. You will be able to stay consistent. All right, and if you want the exact bulking plan I used to gain 30 pounds in just 6 months while staying lean, right? Top link in the description for that. All right, so for this, your action steps for this video is to start doing this today. All right, I don't care. I don't want to hear no excuses. Now, if it's like really late at night and you're watching this, go ahead and go to sleep. All right, that's probably gonna be the hard thing for you right now. But if it's like during the day, you can do a hard thing, right? Start by doing a hard task, right? Tomorrow, wake up early, take a cold shower in the morning. All right, so do this, and over time, you will build discipline. All right, and if you feel like you're starting to struggle a little bit, you're slacking off a little bit on these discipline habits, just like you got to realize, like, you just got to push through. It's going to be hard, but you just got to push through. You just got to get through it. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. You just got to push through. You just got to do it anyways. All right. If you do it anyways, you start consistently doing the habits, you will build more self-respect for yourself and you will stay more disciplined over time. You will stay more consistent. All right. So if this helped, like the video, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. All right. This was a different type of video. All right. Instead of me telling you guys how I bulked, I was trying to give you guys the mindset video. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.